Good evening. I can hear you live. You sound good to me. You sexy bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm normally is not eat a lot. That's why I'm not prefer to go like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, because Mark in Thailand was asking. He said, "Where you go for Christmas dinner?" And I said, "I haven't really thought about it."
Yeah, that'll probably be a special review.
Good evening, Brian in Thailand. True Jen. I think Joe's there. Not many people. How are we doing? We've been to Casa Pascual today. Yeah. And there was... How many of us there today?
13?
Yeah, 13 of us.
Right.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. I didn't go to the YouTube meetup yesterday, but apparently that was really busy as well.
It was packed. I mean, we had to get seating.
Yeah.
We come back.
Our seating was.
We go to the airport. It's 1:30. We come.
We did get home to 9:30.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a long drive to the airport and back. You know. It's...
We just like we stop for 10 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, for let Anna to make sure Anna go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice clear banner ride.
Yeah, is it still I'm having some issues with my computer. What does my background look like, Tom? Is it clear? Can you see it?
You can see expatstv.com.
Yeah.
Oh good. Well, how does that look?
But I can't say nothing. I know you.
Oh, you fucker. I fucking knew you'd fucking put that up.
Who you support? What the team?
Yeah, the team, squad 32. LSU, look, LSU.
Oh my God.
Alabama, 31. We lost in overtime.
It's amazing.
So, just,
hello, Joe, how you doing?
Just
yes, we've just been dining this week. So we're going out on Tuesday, yeah? We're going to go to Masala Twist Tuesday.
Yeah. We that's probably going to be the next one. So,
yeah, I've already got people texting me today saying, "When you go for a meal next, can I come?"
If you go,
that's what I said. You know, people put out the bar crawls, and they schedule the bar crawls, and we're over here doing like a food meetup.
Yeah. So we go to Masala Twist on Tuesday. Yeah.
Yep. But.
And I bought a piece of silver this week.
Nice.
Friday.
Nice graduation piece of silver.
Yeah, you done it on Friday.
Yeah, I bought it off of Mark.
Yeah.
1982.
Yep. And true, gent. Yes, it's college football. That's LSU.
Yeah. It was
and
a
Tom's
really
team
tight
is
game.
Alabama. Why I don't know, but
yeah, our season's over.
I wouldn't say it's over.
Oh, it is. You know it is because you got to get into the top 4. We've already lost 2 games.
Yeah, but the way they're dropping in the top 10 right now, you know, you just never know.
There's still about 4 teams 8-0, isn't there?
I haven't looked, but today. I want to say almost half the teams in the top 10 lost.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was Georgia playing. Georgia was playing the Texans, wasn't it?
Tennessee.
So number
one, they whooped their butts.
Tennessee's. So. Yeah. So college.
Well, what's on the agenda for tonight?
Budgets.
Oh, we're beating the dead horse.
Brian, he's still got the digger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're interested, let us know. Then I think he's back here next week. I think But he's still got it. Do you need a digger? It's just sitting there, covered up, not being used. So, and no doubt he could do with the money. So he spent a fortune on that place, absolute fortune. It's crazy. Yeah, he loves the badge. He says, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the college football rankings after week 10. Just having a look.
Well, they won't come out till tomorrow.
They don't come out till tomorrow anyway, do they?
Yeah, no. Daylight savings time just hit in America last night during the day here.
Oh, really?
So they fell back an hour. So, yeah. So it's
Alabama's
8 o'clock on the
Alabama's 11
on the East Coast. What's that?
Alabama's 11. LSU's 8.
Yeah.
The USC Trojans, they don't play nobody at 7.
We could sit here and have a whole college football discussion, and nothing makes sense when it comes to the rankings.
No, that don't make no sense to me whatsoever. Those rankings, I've just gone through them. Top 4 is only. It don't make no sense, but there you go. But yeah, Brian, I can see him. Okay, I'll be down on the 14th. I'm interested, but I need it brought up to Chiang Rai. Okay. I'm sure something can be sorted. You're going to use it on your land. It's a nice digger. I spent a fortune on it. Yeah, so tonight's topic is about budgets, and if I can find it. So what I've done is I've designed a spreadsheet, and if I go share screen, yeah, and I'll go share screen, and it's that one there. Share. And if I go that, I'll just cut us off for a minute. Yeah. So what I've done is I've designed a spreadsheet, and within the spreadsheet you can see I've got living it. If I just change it to US dollars, well, at the bottom here you got like US dollars, GB pounds, USD, euro, and my budget. What my actual budget is. But mine's different. My budget, there's me, my wife, my daughter, and I've got school fees, but I've got no debts. So my one looks a bit strange compared to a lot of people.
I wouldn't recommend anybody moving over here if you've got debt. I'll just jump on.
Yeah.
Unless you're still working and maybe you have a house note or something or whatever. Yeah. But if you've got a lot of debt, you still have student loans, or you have a second mortgage, or you have car notes or anything like that, unless you're just, loaded, don't move over here. If you're asking questions on, can I live over here on a budget, and you have debt, the answer is probably no, unless you still have income coming in. And at that point in time, but I wouldn't recommend anybody. It's like clear the debt out first. Now, I know some people say, well, debt helps you on your taxes, this, that. Well, that's all true as well. But if you're looking to live I hate saying this word, basically a digital minimalist lifestyle, and you're trying to get everything down, clear the debt first. That should be, goal number 1.
Yeah, exactly. So on this chart here, if anyone wants it, if they email me, I'll send it to them. But basically, all you do is you put your FX rate in. So whatever your FX rate is in there, and then all these figures in the light blue, they all change automatically. Mm-hmm. Then the Thai baht, which is coming down the left-hand side, same thing with that. So on here, I'll put like 9,000. You can get good accommodation for 9,000 baht. But if somebody wants to get it for 7,000 baht, you can change it. If somebody wants to pay 20,000 baht, you can change it. But at the end of the day, it's going to give you a good idea of what your budget's going to be. And but I've seen people present budgets before, but I've never seen them present it over like multiple currencies. And as I say, on this one here, this chart here, if somebody emails me and says, can I have it in Russian rubles? Can I have it in like Ukrainian fucking bombed out buildings, I can do it. It's not a problem.
You know, I had actually come up with a startup cost, just, you know, not a monthly budget, but a startup in Thailand.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's the first year you're here, you're going to spend a lot more money in the first year because you got startup costs like
in the first month.
The first month as soon as you get off the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I looked at it like this. I said, you know, you travel before you even step on the plane, you got to pay $1,000 at a minimum. Depends on where you're coming from. I just averaged it out $1,000 for a flight, taxi, and food. And then I put it at like $300 for an Airbnb for 2 weeks. A 60-day visa, $50. International driving permit, which everybody forgets, $30. If you don't have a passport, that's $125. So that's like $1,500 right there before you even stepped on the plane.
Oh yeah. I think the start. I think for the first. I think looking at the first year, you're probably looking at a minimum of like $20,000 anyway. Whatever happens.
Right. If your arrival startup. Yeah. Arrival startup cost. Retirement 1-year visa. If you use an agency, it's around $700 US. Motorcycle rental can be anywhere from $75 monthly, or if you buy one, depending on, you know, you're looking at $1,300 to $3,000.
Yeah.
Your age, driver's license.
Excellent. Your age is excellent.
Yeah.
So on here it's got like the mobile data, because all you need is mobile data. So I pay 1,800 baht a year. I pay 1,800 baht, but I have to pay that times 3 because I've got a mobile package, my wife's got a mobile package, and my daughter's got a mobile package, even though she's 5. She's had a mobile package since she was 1. So
I think I'm paying $250 a month.
You're paying $250, so you're still paying more than me then. I pay 1,800 baht, and that's for the whole year unlimited.
Yeah, I'm at 3,000 for the year, which still isn't bad.
I think someone said don't people run away from their debts to come to Thailand. I think that can be the case. I think some people run away to Thailand just to get away from the life they're leading. And all I say is you really need to be, you've got to be straight in your own head and you're straight in your own finances before you come.
Right.
Because if you come over here and you leave a debt and you've got parents at home and they're elderly, then your parents are going to get hassled. You know, the days of just running away from debt, they're over. And don't get me wrong, I've been bankrupt. I have been bankrupt. You know, I took the banks for $400 and about $500,000 US.
Yep.
Yeah, but the only people I knocked was the banks. I didn't knock anyone else other than the banks. I'm not saying I planned it, but unfortunately, they didn't get hold of any money. Good evening, Dave. You home safe and well? Good evening, Tim. How you doing? All right there? I'll put the chat line in just in case anyone wants to come in. Yeah, so what I've done is I've done this basic budget sheet. And this budget sheet, you can literally go into it and go from Australian dollars to GB pounds, US dollars, euros. Fucking, if you've got the euros, get rid of them because that's fucking bankrupt. Excuse my language. I'm not a great lover of the euro. Yeah, so basically, this is my budget because I've got no mortgage, I've got nothing else. My accommodation's all free. So it cost me like $380 a year to do my water and power, and $200 a year for my broadband, and $140 for my broadband package. So I've got it fairly cheap here. My health insurance is $500. My driving license. The first year you only get a 2-year license. So I've got 2 years of that. So that's $3,500. So that's what I had to pay $3,500 for my driving license. Then petrol, I do about 2,500 baht a week in petrol, which is a lot compared to a lot of people. Because I do a lot of mileage. Because I go from here to John Tien not most days, but I go over there quite a lot. My daily food allowance, like time frame, or weekly. My weekly food allowance. So this is me going out to restaurants. I do about 5,000 baht. because I just eat out a lot. Then Bolt, I do about 500 baht a month. Then my shopping, including water, I do about 250 baht a month because my missus only eats Thai food. So that 250 baht, that's just water and fresh vegetables because she doesn't eat a lot of meat either. Then monthly entertainment, I put it down to like 1,000 baht a week going out, just having a drink with people or whatever. Then my retirement visa is 1,900 baht a year, and I've got an incidental cost down here of 30,000 baht. So that comes to just short of 20,000 US dollars a year. That's my budget. I don't know if I've done. Oh no, I've got school fees, etc., etc., etc. So I've got Anna's school, my Thai family because I pay my Thai family every month. Then I've got car insurance as well, which is yearly. I have to pay that as well. What do I bring into the country each month? Well, I basically bring in 100,000 baht a month. But after everything's gone out, generally speaking, I've got about 30-odd thousand left over. So if I've got any money left over, then I buy gold. Yeah, so you can see there every month I've got money left over, which is reasonable, So that's what I'm looking for really, and that's it. But if anyone wants that, anyone wants this budget, it really gives you a good idea of how to budget for yourself. The sheet didn't take me very long to do. It's quite a simple sheet, to be honest with you. It didn't really take that long. And as I say, all the guys in the chat are either English or tonight are either English or US. So the GB pounds are there and the US dollars are there, and that is it. It's really, really nice and easy, simple peasy. Yeah. But that budget there is the budget to end all budgets, I reckon. Because when I've done my own budget, I couldn't believe how close it was to what I actually spend,
I've actually never actually sat down and tracked it. I track it for the most part because I know what I take out and I know but I've never written it down. I know where I'm at. And I never wanted to get to the point to where I had to put it on a spreadsheet. It was like, what did your boy say that time? If you're coming over here counting the beans on your plate, saying, "Oh, I only got 120 today instead of 122," because what I found is there's just so many odds and ends that you can't account for. Like, I'll flat out say it. I got a ticket the other day. That was 700 baht for to pay. I guess it was my day in the barrel. So
no helmet. Did you have no helmet? Or?
No. I had on my helmet. My registration had expired by 2 days, and it's in Thai on the tag, and I thought it was in November, but he pointed it out, and then I double checked it. It was October. So I'm going down Beach Road, bebopping along, and sure enough, pulls me over by the police station, and I got my helmet on, showing him my license. I figure, and he goes, he points, says tags out. He's like 25, and this is the 27th, and I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So listen, I'll take my lick. I was wrong. It was out by 2 days. I was a month off. I thought it was November. It was October. So he writes me a ticket, points to the police station, tells me to go in there and pay. Well, I go up to the counter, give my little ticket, and of course they start speaking Thai. Well, I can understand Thai a little bit. They said Haroi baht, 500 baht. I didn't have a 500 baht bill on me. All I had was 1,000 to cover it. So I put the 1,000 down. They give me my receipt back, and it says 700. And that's when I started speaking Thai. And I pointed, I was like, Puchai put Haroi baht. Oh, that lady come unglued. Oh, she come unglued because she realized she was wrong. And she realized that I understood because I hadn't said a word. I just, nodded my head, didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So when I started speaking Thai, she's my, and it just started going off and, handed me
that's
my
unusual, isn't it? My.
Yeah, I just heard it, my. And I just looked, smiled and said, Mai Pen Rai, Kapum Cup, thank you. Took my money, walked outside, got on my bike and left.
Did you
No,
just
I
pay
got
500?
no. 700. 700. It was 700. She said, my. No.
If I was you should have gone straight down to Wombat and seen Oi.
For the extra whatever it was, it's one of those things you can win the battle, but you'll lose the war.
Yeah. But last time it was a guy who come in with a parking saying similar to what you had, and I just made one phone call. He paid $0.
At the same time, though, like my buddy said, I've seen these guys before. They don't forget, and if they want to, they're going to get you. So it's one of those. I'd rather just
pay it.
Let it. Now, if it was something big, now if they try to charge me like 1,500, 2,000, bought something, I would have been like, nope, nice try. If they needed the lunch money that bad, just to keep the peace, so I can fly under the radar, because I pass police, because I'm always out and about, and there's routes that I take that I'm passing the police all the time. And even some of them, I'm getting to the point now where they just smile and wave at me. They stopping everybody else, but they smile and wave at me. It just, they don't even flag me over. Or they just wave and goodbye. So.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, but that must have
that
thrown
was my
out
turn in the barrel for the day.
That must have thrown you out because Brian in the chat, he speaks really good Thai.
Right. Well, I don't speak it as good as.
I think he speaks it Isan now. I think.
Yeah. See, I understand it better than I can speak it, and I know the difference between Haroy Bot and Jedroy. That's 700 Jed. Yeah. I would have known if he would have said Jet or you can't confuse
it's a massive difference. So, you easily understand it. I've heard you talk, Brian. I've heard you talk in Thai, and you're very good at it. I've heard you talk to your workers. Because Brian talks to his workers in Thai. Mm-hmm. He don't talk to them in English. He talks to them in Thai. It's very clever. Very impressed. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But so that's the stuff that you can't account for.
Yeah. Well, what I've done was on the budget, I've got like an incidental, which is like 30,000 baht. Yeah, because you do get emergency. Like sometimes I've got car tires, I've got car repairs, car servicing. So really, my incidental is probably like 100,000. But occasionally, instead of bringing over 100,000 in a month, I'll bring over 110, or I'm bringing over, because it just depends on the exchange rate. So I'm bringing over between 100 and 110 a month. So it just depends on the exchange rate.
And you can't ever predict this damn electric bill. I still can't predict mine. There's times when I'm sitting here going,
our electric bill's gone up 20% here.
Easily. I think the first couple that I paid were around 1,600 baht. And keep in mind, I run my air cons at nighttime, or one air con at night, and it's an older unit, so it really sucks down some electric. Okay. But at the same time, I've had to jump all the way up to 2,600 baht. I've got a bigger place. Depends on what's going on, if I'm there a lot. So
that sounds like a really big jump, though, because mine's gone from 1,000 baht a month to 1,200.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm getting it from the condo and they're saying it. No, I'm getting the government rate. I'm getting the actual ticket from the electric company, and I'm saying it went up over time. So I've paid as high as 2,600 baht.
Yeah. Brian said his workers are mainly like northern workers. I think a lot of them probably come from
Chiang Rai Thai. That's Chiang Mai Thai, Chiang Rai Thai. That's Sawati Jiao. I heard that a bunch. That Jiao.
Yeah, but they're quite. His workers are all very pleasant. They're all very, very dedicated.
I find the people from northern Thailand to be, from that Chiang Rai area to be very pleasant all around. I've had stories from another guy at school. He had to go up to Chiang Mai for one of some visa issues or whatever. So he went up to he went up there to Chiang Mai, and he said that he speaks Thai way better than me. He reads, writes everything, And finally, Crew May has him down to where she told him, do not speak Thai when you go into these bars. Listen. And he said that he went in there. He's the only customer in there, orders a beer. Lady tries to come up and talk to him. And he basically, no, thank you. I'm just coming in for a beer. She walks away, goes to another Thai and starts all, Falong monkey, have no money, this, that, the other, blah, 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 the whole 9 yards. And he's listening to everything that, they're saying. So on the way out, he said he drank the one beer paid for and was going to go to another bar. And he said on the way out, he started speaking Thai to him. He says mouth dropped because they realized that he understood everything they just said. And they were talking bad. He says, and he lives on the dark side. And he says he's never really had that here where they've, just openly, Falong monkey, all that. So he said he found that the people, his experience was not just there, but markets and everything. He said that he found that people a little more rude or talk behind people's back. They were nicer to your face, but when it was, he found it different. I think here they just kind of expected if you come across about 20 Falongs, one of them is going to speak Thai or understand it enough.
Yeah.
Because I can count on my hand all the guys that I know, and I can go, okay, that one can speak, that one can understand, that one can read and write, So there's enough of us that I know which ones. Like I heard Gator Jake today. Gator Jake turned to the waitress and handed, the phone to her and asked, and I even said I can't remember what, take picture is. I've had to use it before, and he sat there and almost like just turned it on real quick and said, can you take a picture? He Daimai, can you? And I was like, Gator speaks Thai. I know just by the sound and how smooth he said it, I was like, Gator can speak a little Thai. I bet you he understands a lot of it.
Yeah, he understands a lot. Brian's got a question in the chat. Can you recommend me a good PV system battery pack to look at? I'm going to have a garage built in Thailand and would like a good system installed on it.
PV.
I think it's a power. Is it with electric doors? 5 kilowatt. What's that? Solar, Brian? Solar. Yeah. That's what Gordon's got. 5 kilowatt. Is there a lot of difference in price, Brian, between 5 kilowatt and 10? Is there a lot between? Is there a lot in the price difference?
You're talking about price. I was thinking.
No electric doors. That maximum kilowatt. What is the maximum kilowatt you can have in Thailand? Same as us. Okay, yeah. So it's about 300k. That is. Wow.
I'm willing to bet that there's no maximum kilowatt that you can have in Thailand. It's whatever the system can handle. It's kind of the Wild West sometimes out here.
Yeah. The best. I'll tell you what. The best person to ask for that is Brian. Brian and Brian will know anyway. You know that anyway. We'll say if not Mark in Thailand because he's an electrician. 10 kilowatt without a permit. So you say, Brian's saying you can have 10 kilowatt without a permit. So you don't even need a permit to have 10 kilowatt. So is 10 kilowatt big enough to go off grid with, though, Brian? Permanently off grid. You just have to have the batteries to back it up. I would like to keep
2 or 3.
Evidently no. Well, where True Gent's going to live, which is you know where Gator Jake is?
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh along.
Yeah, he's going to be close to Gator.
Yeah, he's close to Gator. Over 10 kilowatts, you need a permit from the power company. Yep, 10 is good. Hello, Robert. How you doing, my friend? Hello, Tommy J. Oh, we had a great meal today, guys. I tell you, seriously, there was all you guys here would have been invited. You was only not invited if I didn't like you.
I'll share the link again. I'm going to push this channel to the cows come home.
Yeah. Put the link up. Yeah, so this Frankie Knock, it's like a food channel, and that's our meal
No, that's
today.
well, that's
You haven't
me.
got the,
I mean, you can
that's
see
you.
by the picture.
What about the video? Have you put the video up though?
Well, that's the
Channel,
that's the video from Eat Out Pattaya.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. So, yeah. The meet up today was really well. We only sat in there for 2 hours, but when you're sitting in there with 13 people, I think that's the reason why I got an headache. I'm thinking my head's going. Oh, fucking God.
Right.
I've got the headache from. I've got the migraine from fucking hell tonight. It's all right though. Yeah, go. You know.
Let's see here. Do we?
Go on. Yeah. So the budget, which I've already done. If anyone wants that budget, just contact me and I will send you the spreadsheet. As I say, and if you go to my budget, you can actually change it to your own format. You know, as long as you know how to add lines, etc.
See, I can really start messing with people now because I got both of them going.
Have you?
Yeah, look at your chat.
Oh, I better make you a moderator, don't I? How comes that won't do it there? Or is it over here? I've got to do it. Oh. You don't feel the same unless I've got everybody as a moderator. Yeah, the reason why I make everybody moderator is it's actually easier to monitor the chat. So when I know people like all you guys in here, which are like all friends and everything, so it's easier to make everybody a moderator. I know some people don't like making moderators because they like to have full control over their channel, but myself, I think in the chat, just make everybody a moderator because that way as well. If you do get a tosser coming, it's easier to take out. Eat out patio. Yeah, so this week we're going to masala twist. Can I say that or not?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, it's
we're going
that one should be an interesting video. I'm going to hold off the content until we actually get there. But I keep hearing everybody that I talk to around here. Everybody that I talk to says they really like masala twist. They said that's one of the better ones that they've eaten at.
Yeah, it's very good.
I've never eaten there, so it's going to be an experience. But again, that's it should be interesting.
So how many subscribers? How many subscribers are up to? Let's have a look. Go to channel. 20 now.
Up to about 20. I was
20.
I was kind of shocked, and we talked about this earlier. But yesterday, Mitch sent me a line message and said, "Hey, tune in to Richard in a couple minutes."
Yeah.
And they're going to put you on the Richard Travel Show.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I said, "Well, I've already got it on the big screen. I'm going to sit here on my couch, and I was going to play on my phone and have it on the big screen anyways, and just listen to it." And I said, that was very nice of Richard. And I know some of the moderators that are in there have a little hand in that as well. They kind of talk about content, but I'm telling you, Richard pushed it. And I even told Mitch, I said, I'm curious to see what happens. I was kind of shocked because at one point they had about 67 people in the chat, and already the views
I was
on
embarrassed.
What's that?
I was embarrassed.
Oh,
I felt I was blushing, because Richard was being so pleasant and
right, and
it
kind of shocked me a little bit. I thought for sure it was going to. Well, you got to look at it. The channel doubled. It went from 8 or 9 to 20. Within a day of being on there. So I guess you say that's 100%, increase. But I thought for sure that it was just going to get up to at least. And even Richard said he wanted to get it up over 100 by the time the show ended. And that would have been, nice. But this is going to take some work. This one here, because it's such a niche channel. and you don't have a lot of the TNA in it and stuff like that, it's going to it's going to take some work to get going. And I realize that we're probably going to have to pump out a lot of content over this next month or two. I really wanted to do. I really only wanted to do a couple videos, or no, 2 videos a week. But I have a feeling.
Don't forget though, you could do 1 video, 1 short, because you can do what's coming, can't you? Like you've done the other week.
Right. Well, I figured I was going to save the shorts for like a food stall. Like if we go into a market or something like that, just hit a short on a food stall.
Yeah.
Like go down to the, one of the night markets and say, hey, this is my favorite food stall. Jay's what, no sexy food? Well, anytime you turn the camera on me, there's sexiness coming out. So.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's what the ladies say when I walk down Soy 6.
If I was on talking terms with that famous YouTube, vlogger, I was going to ask him, instead of buying views for his, views and subscribers, whether he could buy a few for ours. I'm not talking about Joe either.
Right.
So, it goes. Yeah, I saw Joe's video today. That was quite good as well. He had showed a basic house build of 17,000. I
want to say it was 14,500. Wasn't it 14,500?
Yeah, 500,000 baht, wasn't it? Yeah, I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a lot of house for 500,000.
Right.
If you spent another 120 on it, you'd have quite a nice little home there.
Robert Mack is saying he's looking forward to meeting up with you whenever he arrives. Notice that he didn't say me. He said the hell with Ryan. Ryan can kiss my rear end.
No. You'll be all right. No, I've got a funny feeling you haven't. None of you guys have met Gary, have you? Yes, so Gary's coming back. Hopefully in November.
Robert, I tell you what, I'm going to start charging a bar fine or something like that. If y'all want to meet up with Tom, you have to pay his bar fine, 500 baht to me. Minimum, maybe 300 for a meet and greet to actually go to a restaurant. At least 1,000 baht.
In Windsor 6, you have to pay 1,200.
I was talking to somebody that worked in. I was talking to one of the managers that worked in the in one of the little clubs right there off of Boomerang, and he said that at his place, lady drinks were 150 baht. And he said, he called it a man's drink, which is the manager's drink. He said, man drink is 100 baht. And I said, well, why is a manager's drink, why is the manager's drink is 100 baht? He said, because they have a hard time getting guys to, buy another guy a drink for 150 baht, where most of them do it no problems for one of the ladies. But if you're sitting there or whatever, I said, well, I'm not buying you a water because I know that's what you're going to want for 100 baht. He says, I did. And him and I got into this big old back and forth about, that just caught my eye. 1.0, I'll be making a phone call.
1.9
See what billion. I do. What I do is I get my dad to go down. I sent him money for him to buy a ticket, and he sends me a picture with my numbers. And he's like, so what happens if it wins? I said, I will be calling, I'll be on the first flight back. It's like, do not pass go. I don't care how much the flight costs for 1.9 billion. You're going to get 800 million out of it. I will be there. And
I bet you'd pay the tax as well, wouldn't you? I'd pay the tax.
I do
just take the old up.
They double dip you on taxes. If you do the lump sum, they actually have calculators out there, and it depends on what state you live in is dependent on how much you'll get. And I want to say the last time it got really high, someone even made that comment. They said, congratulations to the IRS. They just won, it was like 800 million US. Yeah. And they said when it hit, they said, congratulations to the IRS. They just made 430 million a day because they take that much. I mean, it is, if at 1.9 million, you would probably take home 50%. they take it up front, and then they'll take it at the end of the year because of capital gains tax. So they double hit you.
What, you get hit on capital gains for the lotto, really? Yeah.
Well, isn't that what it is? Think
Well,
about
yeah,
it.
but my God, that's a bit of a piss take, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll hit you after the first year.
Well,
Look, Jace
with
is
that,
saying,
with that amount of money, I'd have the money moved straight to the Cayman Islands, and I would and I would give up. I'd renounce my US citizenship if I had it.
I think they'd still find a way to get you.
Oh, I've got no doubt. I've got no doubt. The IRS is just a bunch of gangsters. Yeah, here in Florida, you pay 46%, and True Gen, JE is saying 37%. You know.
All right, so I'm going to put in my state. Everybody can figure that out. I'm from Louisiana, so I'm going to put in the 1.9 billion. I don't even know how many get that many zeros.
12, isn't it? Or not?
It's a bunch of them. They're saying
the trouble is $1 billion in the US is different to $1 billion in the UK.
Correct. If I was to take the lump sum, now we just said it was 1.9 billion. If you take the lump sum, they're saying one-time payment after taxes is 649 million. That's after state, federal taxes. That's everything.
That's quite cheap in your state, then. What
Yes
about if you
and
made
no.
what about if you made a charity contribution or stuff like that with the? No, they don't. You don't get tax breaks on that.
You do. Here's the deal with 1.9 billion. Oh, I got an update here. Okay, never mind. They give me the channels for
anyway. I'll be
for
quite happy with
10. If tomorrow they gave me 642 million after taxes, no one really gives a shit how much they just pay to the government, because 642 million is more money than I could probably spend the rest of it. Now, you could do it. You could definitely go broke if you made bad investments.
Robert Mack's changed it to Robert Mack Media.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So go on it. It's interesting, that.
So, I mean, just think of, imagine if you came here. Let's say let's run this scenario. So on Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever day it is, I win 642 million.
Yeah.
So I fly back home. Come Wednesday, I'm getting on a flight. Wednesday afternoon, I'm taking the quickest and best flight back. I'm breaking out the old credit card, and I'm paying for first class. And I'm taking a one-way trip back home to sort everything out. Now, I've got to get my parents out the state. They can't live at home anymore because every relative out there is going to be coming out with their handouts.
Yeah.
My parents are going to get half of it. So I'm looking at about 330 million, and my parents get the other half. So now I come back to Pattaya. Let's say in a month, 2 months, once I get everything sorted out, the tax attorneys, the consultants, everything that I need to set up my finances so I live comfortably for the rest of my life. Now, all of a sudden, I come back to Pattaya. Now, people can't keep their mouths shut, and I come back here. What do you think is going to happen? People are going to figure out that there was a windfall of something, because in Louisiana, they don't have to withhold the name. They can figure out who won the lottery. You can petition the state, and they'll hit the media on who won. So if I go back home and say I need to go get some finances in order, and then I come back, and the next thing you know, I go from my little apartment here to a better apartment, and I'm going, no, I got the check. I've got the meal today. I've got this. And they're like, geez, Ryan, what happened? And they've got their fair share of internet trolls out there. Someone's going to dig it up eventually and find out that, in fact, I won the lottery. I'm telling you, if I won the lottery, I'm off of YouTube. So, and I'm probably changing my name. Yeah. So now I'm over here. Can you imagine the amount of people?
You probably need to change your name by default.
Right. can you imagine the amount of people that are going to be coming at you every which way from Sunday with their hand out, wanting to do an investment, wanting this, wanting that, not to mention the crazies that would want to try to hold you up for money, try to kidnap you. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the lottery can be a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Yeah, in Europe, it's been a curse to a lot of people.
Right.
People
The
have
best
died
way I can put
young.
it, I had a
Died
friend
young,
back home
divorced.
that everybody knew. He dropped out of school and he started up a business, and the business was dealing with medical waste. Started off so small, driving his car to doctor's office, picking up
Yeah,
the bags of needles and disposables, and then going to dispose it himself. Well, over time, he started growing this business and it got better and better and better. Next thing you know, he's got employees, he's got trucks, it's
yeah,
this. He's People are offering to buy him out, this and that. And after a while, he became a millionaire. He started doing very, very well.
yeah,
Now he's got more money than all of his friends that he went to high school with and everything. Would
yeah,
you know that everybody started treating him differently? Because every time we'd go to a bar and sit down, they kind of expected him to catch a round of drinks or
yeah,
pick up the tab, this and that. He
yeah,
actually came as me and my other friend. He came and sat at the table with us. We kind of got to the bar early, sat down. I jumped up and said, "Hey, it's my round." I looked at him and said, "What do you want to drink?" I said, "What you drinking?" He says, "Oh, I'm drinking, Tito's and tonic." I said, "Okay." I said, "Yeah, I'm drinking the same thing. So is Carl." So I went to the bar, come back, and handed it to him, and he just stopped and looked at me. He says, "Ryan, you realize that's the first time that any of my friends have bought me a drink in
less.
years."
Yeah,
He says, "Everybody just expects me to pay for the drinks all the time or catch the rounds." I was like, "Well, I don't need your money. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm very proud of you that you've made. I remember when
oh,
you were,
isn't it
living out of a
great when
shoebox and busting your ass."
yeah,
I said, "Everything you got, you deserve. You
yeah,
put your
but
dick
isn't
out
it
there
great
and,
though? Isn't it
went
great
after
to
it."
me? To me, isn't it great when one of your friends has success?
Yeah. And
You
that's
know?
what I told him. I said, "You did what very few people are able to do. I mean, you took a chance. You took a big chance, and he could have fell flat on his face. And him and I have talked about it. He could have fell flat on his face, and he said, I'd
Yeah,
had to go back to school, figure out a job." He said, "But I just busted my ass with it." He says, "I worked
yeah,
at it. It didn't come easy."
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
but
totally
that's the
agree
same
with
thing
you,
with the
True Gent,
lotto,
about the minimalistic. You need to be minimalistic here.
right?
You need to be. It's a lot better way of living,
Right.
and most of us, other than my TV, most of us live that way. Um,
So,
yeah, like, I don't own a pair of. I need to do a video on it. I don't own a pair of shoes. I don't own a pair of trainers. I don't own a pair of socks. I don't own a
Joe's
pair of
asking me a
trousers.
question. Joe, yes, I do know who won the Alabama game. It was
Yeah,
this team right there. See that one? That'd been that team. This team. That's who won the football game, Joe.
yeah, and I've
That'd
been
be the
getting shit
Fighting
all day.
Tigers from the Bayou State of Louisiana, the Bayou
Yeah,
Bengals.
yeah, fucking. Welcome to Death Valley, where dreams are fucking broken. They were definitely broken this
No, it's
morning.
Welcome to Death Valley, where dreams coming to die.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what fucking happened. It was like,
Yep.
to be honest with you, I believe, from what I'm seeing this season of Bright Young, who I thought was going to be an unbelievable quarterback, I honestly believe he's going to struggle with the NFL. I, I,
Possibly.
I don't think he's tall enough.
Yeah.
The guy who has impressed me in the season so far, and I hate it because I hate the fucking Bulldogs. I hate Georgia. Is that
Yeah.
is the quarterback for Georgia? He's playing on a
I
different
haven't
level
had a
this year.
chance to. I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch a Georgia game, but they say he's playing phenomenal ball.
Oh, last night, unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, I was looking at him, and you'd have thought it was like Bryce Young last year.
Yep. So, well, guess what? It's 8:50 in 10 minutes. I have another prior arrangement, so I gotta leave you to the charts and everybody in the chat. I just wanted to
I've got
stop in for
I've
a
got
few
some great
minutes tonight.
charts. Though. Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Ryan, as always. So on Tuesday, Masala Twist, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Masala
I've got no
Twist
football on
on
tonight, Robert,
Tuesday.
because the 49ers got a bye week.
Saints play on Monday, or they play
Yeah.
Monday Night Football, so they'll be playing Tuesday morning.
Yeah, they'll play on Tuesday morning.
I don't expect too much out of them. So,
Yeah.
thanks, guys. I appreciate everybody. And thanks for subscribing to Tom and I's new channel. And hopefully that will get going soon. And if y'all have any restaurants that y'all have heard about or you want someone to go to, feel free to drop it in the chat on one of the videos, something like that. Tell us, hey, go out here, go there, go, as long as it's within, the greater Pattaya evening. So we'll try to get out there and go take a look at it.
Yeah. Well, I could do, now you've gone, I could do the charts. Once the charts are done, I can go to bed.
Yeah. So, well, good night, Tom. Good night, everybody. And I'll see y'all next week.
Ryan, what time are we going on what time are we meeting up? 12?
Yeah, we'll work that out later.
All right. We'll sort it out tomorrow.
I don't want to say the time. I don't need everybody showing up there. All 20 subscribers. We might have somebody drop in. And
well, if they're going to show up and pay, that's great.
Hey, that's, I've watched Greeny. I've watched people do that with Greeny every single time that he's at the Wombat. Someone will come in there and pick up his, because Greeny, he doesn't drink too much. He does the soda water. So,
yeah.
I've watched him get his tab picked up.
Greeny, I'm going to ask Greeny to come on Tuesday, yeah?
Yeah, him and I have to. I'm supposed to sit down with Greeny and do an interview with Greeny anyway, so I'll have to hit him up.
Well, do you want to eat him up tomorrow and send him back Masala Twist?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And that could be, if he comes along, that can be our special guest of the week.
Yeah. Well, Daz said he's coming. There's you coming. Got another American guy coming. He's a ex-Marine. We'll see who else turns up. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you in a little while.
Chris might come. Chris, his friend Chris, Canadian Chris.
Yeah, Canadian. What's Ditching Corporate is his channel name.
Ditching Corporate.
Ditching
Corporate. I've got to go on there. I tell you what, he's a funny guy though.
He is a character. So.
Yeah, he's out.
Anyways, I'll see you later, and everybody, and go Tigers.
You fucker. I knew he was going to do that. He's just going to do that to give me shit. Right, I might as well. Should we do the charts, people? True Gent and these are the charts I've picked up this week. Interesting stuff, really. Let me get this slide up. There you go, down there. Go share. And then I can go the old screen, which I've done already. And then I'm going to come down to here. There you go. This is my first chart then, guys. It's the Fed's rate versus CPI. And this is going back to the beginning of COVID, yeah? What caused the inflation? If you look at this, if you look at, you see me moving. So, I'm going to have to remove somebody out. Hold on, 1 second. Let me just hide that. That's it. Right. You can see it now. Right. So you can see the chart fully. So this is starting December 2019. And the Fed rate was at 1.5%. And the CPI was running at 2%. And then COVID in the January, February, and March, and if you noticed, the following month, as soon as the Wuhan hit the US, the Fed reduced the rates to zero and gave out stimulus checks. So between there and here, that's why you've got this gradual, and it's a lagging effect as well. So we're now at a situation where never in history has inflation gone down below the Fed rate until the Fed has put the interest rate, the Fed rate, above CPI. But the trouble is, we're running at the moment, so we've got CPI running at 7%, and we've got the so the CPI, the CP lie, as I call it, is running at 7%, and the Fed rate is running at 4%. So technically, you've got to put one above the other. Now, what the Fed are trying to do, they're trying to raise this. The next raise will probably be like 0.5%. They're trying to raise this gradually, hoping this trend is going to come down. But it's going to take ages. I just think, like, I just can't see us getting down to 2% in the next 5 years. This chart is a real worry to me when I look at this chart. And this is the US, which has got the strongest economy. I daren't even show you, like, Japan. Japan, they're so in the toilet, it's unbelievable. It's just waiting for somebody to flash the chain. Right, my next chart. So I don't know what's coming up next. Yeah. Well, this is going back for the last year. So over the last year, a lot of people who've got money in shares, they've lost a lot of money. So this is a typical chart which I've done on here. I've just enlightened it so it's easier for you guys to read. So anyone who was in oil going back to October of 2021, you know, and where you are now, you know, you're up about 30%. But if you look at this chart here, where we've had this trend going down, and now it starts to go back up again. If it goes above this red line, if the next candle goes above the red line, it's going to go to the top of the Bollinger Band. You're looking at oil going back to 100, and that's the way I see this. So the way I see it long term, and the way the prices are going with the flights, if you guys let us know, I think the flights are still up through the roof. Anyone in Facebook, well, if you're in profit, do yourself a favour and get your money out, because you've had it. You've done your dough on this. This could go to zero. What I'm always looking at, when I do these charts, and I do them over a year period, and this is a weekly chart, so you've got 52 bars here, and if you look at the 52 bars here, you've only got about 10 green, 40 of them are in the red, and it's in a downward trend. It's not even you're not even hitting the moving average. So all the time it's hitting the moving average, it's bouncing down, but they're lower lows. This is going further down. Facebook, as far as I can see, you're 70% down on a year. And the way I see it, it's finished. The company's finished. If anyone is invested in Facebook, they've got to be barking mad. It's done. So I still like TLT, by the way. This one here is anyone like me who's in gold. So this is gold from a year ago to where I am now. I'm up about 9%. It's not too bad. I have to show this chart on this way because I'm normally using investing.com for my charts. And if you look at these charts at the bottom here, you've got green and red. And where you get a lot of red is where you get a lot of people like cashing out. So, but basically gold's, myself personally, gold's still looking good. Anyone living in Thailand and you're in USD, but you're living in Thai baht, just Thai baht alone, you're up 25% over the last year. And again, if you look at these trends, you're above the moving average, and you're going to the top of the trend lines all the time. You're not even coming down to the moving average. So you're dropping down. So this one here, where it dropped off last week, I reckon on Monday, you know, so it's now dropped down to like 38. I still honestly believe that Thai baht's going to go to 40. And when it does, I'm going to have it large over here. Anyone in gold and pounds, so this is for like true gent. If you'd have been in pounds a year ago, so you started off with 1 ounce of, you know, you started off with an ounce of gold, you'd have been up like 9%. So you're looking pretty good if you're in gold like me. Anyone in the Dow, well, you're down 20% on the year. This is dreadful. This chart is dreadful. Again, There's more red bars than there is green. You've got lower lows. Although you achieved it here, you've got hammered here. You've got hammered on this candle. You've gone all the way down, and it's going all the way up. So next week's going to be the big one because you need to clear the moving average. If you don't get a whole candle above the moving average, that's going to go back down again. So the way I'm reading this chart, because I reckon the pattern's already there. You've already got this pattern, and I reckon this one's going to follow. And I reckon you get lower lows. So I still think the Dow is going to go lower down, and I said the Dow is going to go down to 2,600, I believe. So I reckon the Dow is going to drop another $2,000, and anyone who's in Bitcoin over the last year, well, they call it the new gold. There's no way Bitcoin's going to be the new gold. It just hasn't got the asset class for it. It's too vulnerable. So last year you was looking at 64,000, and you're now looking at 20. But again, this is the downward trends. Again, too many red candles. This is just bubbling along here, and when it's bubbling along across here, it's hitting that trend line. And to me, it's going to reject it. I don't know what the price is now. So if anyone knows what the price is for Bitcoin, but you can't really go by Sunday anyway because you haven't got the proper traders out there. So if Bitcoin today is like 21, I reckon it's going to drop back down on Monday. Look, this chart's telling me it's going to drop back down. And then remember, it don't matter where you start. This is where I used to live as a kid. This is where I come from. So it don't matter where you start, it's where you end up. I tried to use this on the video and fucking YouTube took it down. YouTube took that down. And I was just trying to show where people can start in life and where you can end up, you know. Right, here we go. So I can now look at the chat. See, when I've got somebody else in the chat, I can look. It's a gang. It will take about 20. Yeah, it could take 10, 20 years for us to go back to normal, you know. Anyone want to jump onto the chat? You're more than welcome to. I think we're in for a chat for a lot. I think we're in for a really long spell of depression, and the way it's going, I think we're going to go for a massive recession in 2023. Tax oil, yeah, 92. Tom, can you put 23 moving average on the Thai bar? I can't do it now. But have you done it, Joe? What's it looking like, Joe? Just tell us what it's looking like on the 35-day moving average. See, I reckon the Thai baht is in trouble, and the reason why I'm telling you the Thai baht's in trouble is because the personal debt in Thailand. The personal debt in Thailand is the worst in Southeast Asia. Personal debt in Thailand it equates to 90% of Thailand's GDP, and that's a fact. 98. It's actually 98%. So, you know, you've only got to see it. Like all you guys who've been coming here for years. But like when we come here, like in the 90s, and everyone was driving around on bicycles, and then they were driving around on mopeds, and then they're driving around in cars. All these cars are just bought on credit. Everything's just bought on credit here. Any questions? We'll be out. Yeah, I just think you have to wait for a long time. But I think something like XRP will outperform Bitcoin. Yeah, the trouble you got with Bitcoin is it's not regulated, and when it's regulated, unless the politicians get it in their back pockets, free Bitcoin, they're not going to pass anything, and they're going to restrict it. And we've had the same problem here in Thailand this year. This year in Thailand, we've had the two major crypto exchanges go down, and everyone's lost their money. Seriously. So until you get over that hump, I just can't see how it's going to outperform anything. I can't see it. An old one, which I'm going to keep because I'm 28,000 behind. Yeah, exactly. But hello, good evening, Richard. How you doing? You've got to have the regulation, and then that way the hedge funds and the pension funds can get involved. At the moment, the pension funds and the hedge funds can't invest in Bitcoin because it's against their rules. How you doing, Richard? Thanks for the shout out yesterday. We were talking about it earlier on, but you probably missed it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. When you look, obviously I knew that the Thai baht was above the 200-day moving average because it's been so far going up. I honestly see the Thai baht going to 40, and the only thing that concerns me, as I've always talked about, is the Dixie. So if the Dixie goes to like 120, you could end up seeing an economy like Japan go down. And nobody's talking about Japan. Nobody's actually talking about Japan. Japan's in trouble. You know, when you're going to the bank and you're getting a 200-year mortgage out, you know you're in trouble. I think I was talking to you before, Joe. I think me and you are the same. I think the longest mortgage I ever had was 7 years. You know, but I've been debt free for a long time now. Gary has already said he thinks Bitcoin is the only crypto that is crypto that is not a security. Yeah, but it's the governments. If you look at China, not last year but the year before, they confiscated millions and millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin because they can just do it. You know, at the end of the day, a Bitcoin is on a computer. It's on a it's on a hard drive. It's on a server. It's there, so it can be got at. You know, that's a good thing. You know, when you buy that. You know, when you buy that, that's in your hand. You know, I was giving the example today when we had the meet up today in the restaurant. I passed around my gold wedding ring, solid gold. That is, that's just over an ounce. When I bought that in 2008, I paid $600 for that. Yeah. If I sold that today, I'd get the best part of $2,000 for it. Yeah. If I'd have put that money, $600 in the bank in 2008, even now it wouldn't be worth $1,000. And that's my piece of silver I bought this week. So thank you very much, Mark. If you're watching in the sidelines, he sold me his graduation 1 ounce silver bar. But I use it to educate Anna, so that's an educational tool. Anna's got no interest in crypto. She doesn't understand it. She says to me, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, True Gent. I'm really concerned because I use I've got a steel wallet. But what concerns me is like I'm going to plug it into a PC one day and all of a sudden, like, you know, I've got all my 12-digit 12-letter code and everything else. But what concerns me is what's going to happen if, as you plug it in, it says, "Oh, the crypto, you know, this crypto is no longer valid" or something. You just don't know, do you? Really? Can you talk a bit about the UK expat thing and the tax rules? Yeah, certainly. Yeah, there's a rumor in the UK that apparently that the UK tax man is going to do away with expats tax codes. So you're going to have a zero tax code. That's more frightening than anything else because that would really affect a lot of expats. You imagine if people, you know, like state pensions are not good anyway in the UK. So you imagine somebody in the UK on a state pension only, or they might have a state pension, a very, very small company pension. So they're living on, say, $1,500 a month in Thailand. Then all of a sudden they lose that tax code. As soon as they lose that tax code, they're gonna, instead of being on $1,500, a month, you know, they're going to be on like, you know, $1,200, $1,250. That is a worry. That really concerns me. What really concerns me about the UK is you've got a exchequer who's one of the richest men in the UK, and there, here's Joe with the Bitcoin. So Joe saying on the Bitcoin, it's at 21, and I believe it will keep on going up until June. I reckon, looking at the charts, Joe, from looking at the charts, I reckon that Bitcoin won't go above 24. Definitely not above 25. I reckon they'll go there and they'll go back down. We've got so much more bad news to come in the economy in America. You know, I don't know what happened to that jobs report on Friday, but I think the figures were like corrupted. But it's all that's the good thing about this show. It's all about opinions. No one gets upset, or it's nice when you can. Yeah, like the Bitcoin I got, as I say, I'm 28,000 fucking dollars behind. You know, that's 14 ounce. That's over 14 ounces of gold. You know, the reason why I'm so every month, like I bring over like 100,000 baht every month. The best part of, and every month I have about 30,000 baht left over. So every month I'm buying like one of these. We go to the gold shop and buy one of those. And the reason why I'm buying these, well, what concerns me is what's going to happen. You look at Credit Suisse, they're in trouble. You look at the banks, they're in trouble. What's going to happen one day when I go to transfer my money over, and they say, "Oh no, we can't do no transfers at the moment." So I'm holding gold because here in Thailand, if you've got gold, you've always got cash, because I pay like 30, just best part, just under 30,000 baht for these. And if I take these back to the gold shop, I still get 30,000 from them. I get the same money. You do have to understand the Bitcoin halving. And when to buy low, yeah, but I still think Bitcoin's going to go down to 10 grand. That's what I think. You know, 12,000, maybe lower. I just think, you know, when the Dow goes down and the S&P goes down, Bitcoin follows. Bitcoin doesn't follow gold. Bitcoin follows the Facebook, follows. You know, if you look at the Facebook chart and you look at the Bitcoin chart, it's very similar. So, you know, it follows Apple, follows Tesla. You know, like all those guys have just been in those prime technical shares. Fuck me, you've had a terrible year. You know, it's been an horrendous year for you guys. I like XRP. I'm still convinced XRP will win that court case. Yeah. And the reason why I like it, I think I've said it before, because I use Wise to transfer my money here. And I had one payment, or I've had a couple of payments, where it says this money was transferred by Ripple, which is XRP. But generally speaking, I'm a metal, oil, wheat person. I like wheat. I do like wheat, and I like water as well. It's following the technical charts because technical investors are treating it like it's a technical stock. Yeah, that's what it's like, because it's following it. But I think when the regulations come, I still believe we're going to have a crypto winter. At the moment, we've got over 20,000 different crypto coins, and I believe we're going to end up with less than 10. Some of the crypto experts reckon we'll be in less than 5. I just hope that XRP and Bitcoin's one of them. Bitcoin's going to be one of them, and XRP will be one. I can't see where this doggy coin is and all shit like that, you know. I think you can make your own coins, can't you? I was thinking about it the other day. I thought, well, you could just make your own coins, couldn't you? What's that there? Yeah. This makes my butthole tighten up. What's this? If you take a look at this, the macro sheet, week ahead, how sticky. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying about. If I go back to that chart I've done, if I go back to this chart, where is it? I think it's chart 1. If I go share, sorry about this, I'm talking to myself. So go there, go share. Right, if I go crypto, right, okay, let me just, so these were my charts this week. If you're listening, Richard, I'm going to start sending you these charts. I think I might start sending you these charts on a where are we now? What's going on? Oh shit, where is it? I can't find a chart. Oh, that was the meetup. I don't know where that chart's gone, but I did have it earlier on. Oh, was that the one? Yeah, this chart here. So if you look at the CPI, the CPI is running higher. So the CPI is running at 7%, and the Fed rate is running at 4%. To get inflation down, the Fed rate has got to be above that orange line, and we're 3% behind it. So technically, or even what Jerome Powell thinks, he thinks we can just carry on, and this will just carry on coming down on that downward trend. But he's not going to get inflation down. He will not get inflation down until really. I looked at it the other day. I think he's got to put up the Fed rate to 6%. So if he puts the Fed rate to 6%, you're looking at mortgage rates going to 10% in the US. This is all US. I'm not talking about the UK. I'm just talking about the US. But I'm talking about, true, Jen. Whatever goes on in the US goes on in the UK. So I normally, generally speaking. Hello, Jim. Jim's in the chat. I'm starting my own money called Jim Coin. Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's it. So I was thinking about it. I reckon you could start. We could have a Richard coin. That'd be cracking, wouldn't it? Or we could have a Jim coin, or we could have a Meow coin. Take it into the Wombat. There'll be somebody to buy it in there. I can assure you. Right, I'm going to stop sharing that one. And he asked me to look at a certain chart, I believe Joe did. I don't want to let him down. So, is that the chart there? Yeah, so this week ahead, you've got our stick is the US. Look, at the end of the day, China is trying to kill the dollar. There's no two ways about that. But we've got I think Japan are in real trouble. I think Europe's in real trouble. October this week. I like this news article, Joe. Thank you very much. I'm going to read all the way through it. I'm just trying to get the grist of it, though. An increase. So right. So the median forecast. Bloomberg calls for a. Really? You're kidding me. So they're saying that inflation is going to go up this month. Is that right, Joe? So what do you think the inflation rate's going to be 6.25% this month? So it's going to be a drop of like 0.75, yeah? See, as soon as like universities get involved, I don't even read them because these like University of Michigan, is like some fucking woke, it's some woke financial institution, and You know, so what's the anticipation? 5-10 years out, up to. Well, they're even they're saying it's going to go, instead of having a 2%, it's going to go to like 2.9. I think the only way it goes to that figure is if they manipulate it. See, because the Fed have done the right thing by increasing the Fed rate, but by increasing the Fed rate, it's killing like the UK economy, it's killing like the European economy, and it's killing the Japanese economy, because they're not raising their rates at the same rate, whereas they should be. But they can't raise the rates, because if they raise the rates, they can't afford to pay the debt. That's the problem. But meanwhile, you got King Charles, you know, who's one of the richest men in the world. He could easily put a couple of billion into the UK economy of his own. He never pays any tax anyway. So if he put that money into the system, it could help out a lot of homeless people and a lot of poor people and a lot of pensioners. All right, I have to read this article later. China is one report. China's fell since a peak. So what's China down to? September. I don't know what it is, the Chinese inflation. I just know the Chinese economy is knackered, like, you know. So that's about it, really, isn't it? The charts are interesting. You can't go wrong. Every month, if you bring over 100,000 baht and you only spend 70, please go down to the gold shop and buy yourself one of those every month. If you do that, seriously, you won't go wrong. I've got a little collection of these in here now. So we buy them every month, and I love it. Anyone got any more questions at all? The crypto winter is now 2000. Yeah, the crypto winter I think could go on longer. How much is one? That's just under 30,000 baht. So I bring over between 100. All my money's in US dollars. So I bring over between 100 and 110,000 baht every month, and we spend that money. That way I don't have to worry, because I'm not going to be in the situation where I get to the end of the month I've only got 1,000 baht there. You know, I can't work. I can't operate that way. So what I do is we spend our money, but at the end of each month, whatever money's in the bank, we buy gold. So say I had an emergency, like to buy 2 tires or something, then I'd only buy half a baht. But every month, if I could buy a baht, that is just over half an ounce of gold. So half an ounce of gold is just over $850. It's a bargain. It's so cheap. So that's why I'm buying it. The other reason why I'm buying it as well is because all the world central bank, they've bought more gold this year than they ever bought before. This year they've bought more. Everyone's just trying to buy as much. All the central banks are buying gold because they don't trust the paper version. We are looking for a massive crash. Gold is the key. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, to be honest with you, I have got enough gold, but my gold's most of my gold's in the vast majority of my gold's in storage. So I buy this just to have it, just in case there is an emergency. I've had it with Wise, like the other. What was it? So I changed over some money last week at 38.01, something like that. 38.01, and I've done that. It was either last week or the week before. I can't remember. One week goes into another here. And anyway, the money should have got to me on. It should have. I done it on the Monday or the Tuesday, and it should have arrived to me on the Wednesday. I didn't end up getting the money till the Friday, and that's through Wise. Yeah, and real estate, because you rent yours out, Richard. See, Robert, because you rent yours out, you're never going to go wrong renting out property, because it's another form of gold, isn't it? Because it's another asset, and that's about it. Any other questions at all, anyone? It was great to see everybody. That was a great day today, Jim, wasn't it? Shall I put a picture up, shall I? Yeah, Jim, I put you in the political group. I thought you might enjoy that. Let's go, Brandon. We've got voting day on Tuesday, yeah? Well, I haven't, but hopefully all you guys have gone out and voted. We want a nice big red tsunami across America on. Well, here it'd be Wednesday when the results come in. Yeah, I believe you can't go wrong with if you got real estate and if you're selling it, just make sure you sell it now. If you've got real estate and you've got a nice tenant in there, just keep them. You know, that's the idea, and that's as good as gold. That is. I've got 2 tenants in Tenerife, and the tenants I've got over there, I've had the same tenants for like 20 years, and they're paying less rent now. And what they did, yeah, Alabama and LSU. I know we fucking lost our season. My Alabama season is over. Well, and to be honest with you, we got outplayed. We was lucky to get it back to level. I thought we played horrendous. I thought Bryce Young was whether he's injured or something, I don't know. The quarterback, but he shouldn't have been playing. He was absolutely. I think he's had a massive problem in the NFL because I believe he's too short. Because they're saying that he's like 6 foot, but I think he's more like about 5'10". So when if he's going to play in the NFL, I think he's going to have to start putting some high heels on or something, you know. Because today, the defensive line was just putting their hands up, blocking the balls. It was like a bloody game of basketball. It was unbelievable. Yeah, flip them over. Rent me, yeah. So those places I've got, I'm just going to just keep. It's no point me selling them because I've had them so long. The reason why I've kept them is because I had them and they was at a good price in 2007. Then in 2008 and 2009, I lost over 50% of the value of both of them. And so I just when I get that, it's a bit like my Bitcoin. I just don't sell. I hate selling stuff at a loss. I hate it, you know. So if I got like this gold bar here, if I ever do cash it in, hopefully I won't cash it in until it gets up to 50,000 baht. So I know I've made 20 on it. That's the way I'll work. You know? Yeah, flip them. So you're coming over in March now, Joe, because you were going to come over earlier, but it's now March. So you're a long time off. When you come in, Robert? You coming soon? Anyone else in the chat? I don't know, 3 people. Well, people, thank you very much for everyone coming in. Anyone got any more questions? True Gent showing me a rainbow chart. Right, let me have a look at that. Blockchain rainbow chart. I like that chart. That's very nice, that is. True Gent. I do like that. Do they do that for gold and shares and everything else, or not? They just do it on. It's a bit like a Bollinger Band, to be honest with you. But I will put it up because I can actually read this chart quite well just looking at it. So let me go share and the rainbow chart. And I go share. So I will read this chart. And this is the way I read this chart. Joe, you can please jump in. I'm leaving in 2 weeks for Vietnam, then December in Thailand. Oh, excellent, Robert. So I'm looking forward to going to Peaky Blinders, and we'll have to go to Casa Pascual as well. And no doubt I'm going to miss the 2 next YouTube meetups because I'm traveling both times. Right. So when I'm looking at this, right, if you look at this chart, so I don't know when this chart goes back to, but when this chart was down here, it's got it. So when this chart was here, or 2013, yeah, can you see how much it's going above the it's being it's oversold, yeah, and then it falls back down again. It comes back down. It's got lower lows, lower lows, lower lows all the way across. Then it goes back up and it hits the top of the line, but it doesn't go above it. Yeah. So now this is starting to become lower lows. And even here, so where are we there? Yeah, and now we've got lower lows again. So this could just carry on, but this could even drop even further. This could carry on to here and half again. That's the way I see it. But because what concerns me, it's going nowhere near this red line. And when you look at it, you know, that's like 20,000. To get to the top of the red line, it's got to go $250,000. It ain't going to do it. It's not going to do it. But I love this rainbow chart. I do actually like it. I'd love to have this for like gold and silver. It'd be a really, really good chart. But that's how I read this chart. The way I read this chart, the way I read this chart, Bitcoin's going. It's still going down. It's going to go down to here. It's going to go down to 10,000. Yeah, that's the way I read it. So Robert's looking forward to coming. Yeah, True Gent. If you've got a link for this site, because I've never seen it before, I'd be very interested in looking at this. And so it's blockchaincenter.net. Okay, yeah. So they're doing this. They're not actually doing the shares on this, but it's a shame, isn't it? Because that's a lovely chart. I do like it. I like it a lot. Thanks for sharing that. I really appreciate it. Stop sharing. Where am I? So Robert's coming over. So we're going to see Robert soon. Hopefully, one day Richard will come over as well. Looking forward to meeting up with Richard. You coming to the Christmas party, Robert? Christmas Eve. You coming to the Christmas party? Carbo. That'd be interesting. Be even more interested if Ricky Dickey turns up. I think it'd be excellent if he turns up. And that's about it. Because Dave's coming to the party. I'm going to the party. I need to speak to Mark to see if he's going to come. He might come as well. And that's about it. Well, people, that's about it. I've had a really, really busy weekend, like dining out at Cajun Life Cafe on Friday, which was excellent. And today with all the guys again. So we've had two massive tables. We've had three massive meetups over the last 3 days. So we had a meetup at the first restaurant, meet up at the Wombat, and then a meet up at the restaurant again today. But I really appreciate everyone coming in and saying hello. Don't get many views, but I just carry on doing it because I enjoy doing it, you know. But hopefully one day somebody will take the show off me. Hopefully. Guys, thanks very much for popping in. You think so? But hey, yeah. Did you see that chart, Joe, with the rainbow chart? I've never seen it before. I've got to go because I've got a cough and a sore throat. Been talking too much today. Guys, catch you all later on. Thanks very much indeed. Thanks for all your support and love. And I'll see you all soon.